Hey everybody, Randall K here. I've been getting a lot of heartfelt responses and people reaching out about what I'm doing, the vlogs and stuff. So I'm going to keep doing that because there's a need for this. Unfortunately, I like the attention. I'm an actor and filmmaker, so, I'm always seeking that outside gratification. Didn't really see this coming, and I'm sorry in a way that it's coming like this. But hey, there's a need, and I'm your friend, and we'll get through this together, okay? This is 50-50. Quick story. When I was in the shit, a friend of mine in New York really stepped up to help me, and that person now needs help. And the first thing I'm doing this morning is calling them and saying, hey, I'm here for you, whatever you need, because they were there for me. Okay, so let's move on. My focus is on the guys who had the bomb dropped on them, as I've said before, are in the shit now and getting out of it. That's to put it in context, because in the end, we're responsible for everything. We created the conditions somehow for what you're dealing with. So if you want to blame and be a victim in all this, it's your choice. And believe me, I went through that phase. So if you're in that phase now, this might not be the best video for you, because that's not my focus. And it's funny, if you look behind me, that's a chart. My son didn't do his homework yesterday and blamed it on the teacher. So I wrote out an entire chart of what's responsible behavior and what's not. And hopefully he got the lesson. I think he did. So what are we going to focus on? You just had this situation erupt in front of you. Somebody mentioned in the comments that they didn't see it coming. Dude, that's not to generalize, but in general, the women have made up their minds far before we know. Probably if you dug into your inner self, you would see that period. I can think of about 2 years before things really went south for us, a moment in time that I recognize now looking back. But at this time, you're in this kind of dust storm and your compass is going all over. So let's help guide you through that, okay? To me, I'm very physical. Obviously, Bruce Lee, and he used to say, get to the spiritual through the physical. Even meditation is a physical thing, though it's stillness. You definitely want to use visualizations of where you want to be as if you are there now. That's a mental aspect. One might call it physical as well. But let's go to the outward physical as an athlete might approach it, or somebody really into physical fitness. To me, what I use every day in the ongoing challenge, it never lets up, it just changes the challenges, is what I just threw together as, I don't know if you can see it, and it's all backwards maybe, but steel, ice, fire. Steel, ice, fire. What does that mean? Okay. Steel is, for me, I've done CrossFit or weight training. And the thing about weight training, beyond yoga and things that are excellent too, to me, even boxing, which is great, there's something inherently connected between a man and steel. Not to get all Conan the Barbarian, but when you lift something heavy, I have a bar up in my room, you just lift it. It just, I don't know, it translates through the bones and the fibers, and it gets to that intensity that we need to get us through, to control it, to use it, not have it use us. Because this gives you an outlet. I'm big on outlets, and that's steel. You're just pumping. And I don't care if you're 480 pounds or 200 or 110 pounds. Get something and challenge yourself to push it up. A bar. Go to a sale, garage sale. Get an old weight bar. You don't even have to put weights on it, and do that. Second is ice. I keep forgetting to say this, but when you're in the shower, man, you're taking that nice warm shower, give yourself a blast of cold water for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Tim Ferriss, who you should look up anyway, he's got a great vlog, TV show, all that kind of stuff, very good person for us to follow. He takes ice baths. Tony Robbins talks about it as well, but it just knocks your kilter off. And you can go semi-cold, then very cold. Do it for, again, 2 seconds, 5 seconds. I do it for like 20 seconds intermittent. I haven't gotten to the ice bath yet, but the main thing there is it wakes you up, sexually, I guess, too. If you're frustrated there, it cools things down in the body and the joints, but it gets you used to discomfort. All right, there's a reason the CrossFit champion used to go swimming in freezing ponds and stuff. It gives you an edge. It gives you the ability to withstand pain, discomfort. And that's what this is, bro. This period is pain and discomfort. In some cases, you have friends and family, and they understand, and you're lucky. In others, you're alone, and you're fighting a battle. I say this not to impress you, but to impress on you the importance of this. I'm, my family's kind of around. I don't talk to them much. My brother's deployed in the military. My brother has his own life. Dad is older. He has his own life. It's all great. I'm kind of alone and isolated. So I need these things to get through, and that's good for you because it shows the effectiveness of it. You can see I'm healthy and I'm moving forward. But it's discomfort, and that's really what this phase is. And you'll be surprised. Don't think so much, dude. You think too much. It's time for physical action. Thinking will put you down the rat hole right now. We have to get you through this. Okay? Trust me, bro. Take my hand. Trust me. Fire. This one perhaps is the most deepest of all, because this is about taking care of yourself. It's about getting back to the fire, like getting back to the principles you live by or that call to you. Like Bruce is big for me, as I've said, reading his stuff. I told you that everybody, I'm sure, among our generation are male at all. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Have watched this where Rocky talks to his son. When you were about this big, I used to hold you in my hands. You could be anything. Don't blame anybody for life. Like, that's a YouTube video you can find. Rocky and Son. Watch that. Or music that turns you on, inspires you. Go to an art show. Take time for yourself. Now, I'm busy. I have all this to do. I can't think straight. I don't look good. Doesn't matter. You want to get the fire back. What turns you on, whatever it is, get out there because you have to feed yourself. And if you can't do that, in the morning, read something that inspires you. Maybe it's Vince Lombardi. Maybe it's an artist. Maybe it's a musician. You get the point. And you know what that is. And somehow you lost connection with that. If you don't know what that is or what drives you, think about it. It may be just that you're finding something that you don't think is sexy enough, but it doesn't. It could be model airplanes. If it makes your heart beat, you need to connect back with that. This leads me to another point some people are asking about, moving out of town. If you just divorced, maybe you have children, or the dating scene. I think while I have ideas about that and am still working through them myself, I would change the view of this or the question to what I call decision spaces. In other words, the space one is in when they make a decision. And if you do the steel, ice, and fire elements or something like that, where you get in that space where you feel better, you feel more connected, then your questions about dating, your questions about moving out of state will answer themselves. Does that make sense? So if I say moving states, I think about going to California, but I would never do it. But my kids are here, so I'll go bi-coastal type thing. I can talk about that, but really it's a personal thing that you need to make a decision on from your best space, which I believe these kind of things get to. For me, it can be tough to deal with my situation, but you have to keep grounding yourself in that spiritual warrior essence, because when you get into tit for tat and angry, it might subdue something for a minute, but it just leads to further problems. So once again, we talk about the circle coming back to you. And I want to do this in actionable ways, not chat to you about things will get better. Focus on this. These are good things, but right now, man, you're again in the dust storm. Your compass is going like this. And to me, the way to build from that and grow from it and take responsibility and stay out of the victimhood is the physical to the emotional to the spiritual, the pushing of iron or push-ups, whatever, the cold shower, whoa, the going to that art show, seeing that friend, building a life from that, you know? So the most important thing, I think, in all these videos is that you see that I'm real and I'm here for you and there's a helping hand. And make no mistake, you help me. You think it's all a party for me? No. Each day I go through this and I have my ups and downs, trust me. But together we can get through it and come out better at the other end as people, as friends, as fathers, and individuals, and ultimately partners. You'll be a hell of a lot more capable and balanced in your next relationship, my man. Okay? So until next time, keep commenting, and let's strive forward. See ya.